YouTube was Amateur Boys back with another banger. In this video, we got Tank Davis versus Terence Crawford. Whose resume is greater? Let's get it. On an interview with the Ring magazine, Terence Crawford said, I believe it was a question like, do you hate on Tank? So Tank called you a hater, something like that. And he was like, when have I hated on Tank? There's nothing to hate on him about. When you compare the careers, it's like night and day. Boy, you can't even tie my shoestrings. He says, so to call me a hater is crazy. I never hated on him. I always watched his fights. I never said he couldn't fight. Tank came at me first. I never said nothing to him. He said I had a glass chin, and he said he's the one that said if he touched my chin, I'm going to sleep. Terence also said he's the one that started this beef or whatever you want to call it, this disagreement with Terence Crawford because I was coming up to fight Spence. He's the one that said my name. I never said nothing about him. So who's really the hater? I mean, that's fair. That's all fair play, you know. He said Tank Davis started the whole exchange. I just matched his energy. It's pretty much what Bud was saying. And I mean, I respect it. You feel me? How can they be mad at you for defending your name when somebody else disrespected you? So, I mean, I'm not really into the resume talk, right? I care about the best fighting each other. I care about Tank versus Shakur. I care about Bud versus Canelo. I care about Devin versus Ryan. I care about Tiafimo versus Richardson Hitchens, Arnold Barboza. I want to see the best guys compete against each other and the best man win that fight. However, if we really want to talk resumes, we can do that just for this video. We could do it if that's what guys really want to do. I believe that Bud has a point when he speaks about his resume, right? Because when he speaks about resume, people can take that two different ways, right? Some people can say the names on your resume, and some people can say the accomplishments on your resume. And I think the accomplishments is way better, right? Because Tank Davis will mention all the names on his resume and all the money he's made. However, Terence Crawford would mention all his accomplishments and the fact that he's made more money. Terence Crawford is a 4-division champ. Tank Davis is a 2-division champ. Terence Crawford has won undisputed in 2 divisions. Tank has never unified a day in his life. Right? Terence Crawford has more belts in 1 division than Tank has his whole career. In Terence Crawford's whole career, I believe he won. Let's say each time you get undisputed, that's 5 belts, 10. So he didn't win like 12 belts in his career, something like that. Terence Crawford like a 12-time world champion. Tank Davis is a 2-time world champion. Terence Crawford a 2 times undisputed champion. Tank Davis has never unified. Terence Crawford is the pound for pound king. They just took Tank Davis out of the pound for pound rankings. Terence Crawford is jumping up weight classes to fight Canelo when Tank could have jumped up to fight Terence Crawford. So I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. If we want to talk about pay-per-view, Tank Davis had the bigger pay-per-view. He sold 1.7 million versus Ryan. Bud biggest pay-per-view, he did 700K versus Errol. But they was both dominant in the biggest fights of their career, right? Terence Crawford dominated Errol. Tank Davis dominated Ryan Garcia. But I believe that the conversation really is stupid. You know, Tank Davis knows Terence Crawford's resume is elite, Hall of Fame worthy. Tank Davis, he a knockout specialist. He does what he does very well. I'm not gonna take credit away from him. He does what he does very well. But I don't think Terence Crawford has ever had a controversial decision, right? Tank Davis has had 2 controversial decisions. Tank Davis had a controversial decision versus Pitbull. Then he just came off a controversial draw versus Lamar Roach, in which a lot of people think he lost, including myself. I think he lost. That's just me. I think Tank Davis lost. But Terence Crawford never had a decision in what people think he lost. Some people might mention Madrimov. Some people might mention Madrimov. And that's the rare occasion. So who knows, bro? Who knows? But however, I think the resume talk is just stupid. The better conversation would be who wins the fight between these 2 guys. That's a conversation I'd be willing to like really engage in and put real crazy energy into. You feel me? If they really don't like each other, how about they make the fight happen? Right? Who wins Tank versus Bud? Who wins? That's the conversation we should be having. Can Tank counter the counterpuncher in Terence Crawford? Or can Terence Crawford box the knockout specialist? That's the type of shit I'll be thinking about. You feel me? We know that the fight could have happened, right? Bud was down to fight. When Tank, just when Bud said Tank was like, if he touched Crawford chin, Crawford going to sleep, and Bud was like, let's make it happen. And Tank was like, nah, I'm just playing. So I mean, I feel like it's just troll. I feel like it's just unnecessary shit going on. Tank Davis don't want to fight, but he want to talk shit on the media. Terence Crawford was down to fight. Tank said, "Nah, I'm good." So I feel like this conversation is really pointless. We know who wants to fight. We know who don't. We know who's been undisputed. We know who hasn't. Tank Davis is still a great fighter. However, I believe that him keeping his beef alive with Terence Crawford, he making himself look bad because he's not trying to fight, but he trying to argue on Twitter and compare resumes. Well, no, and do all this other crazy shit, right? He not comparing resumes because he knows Bud got the better resume. Bud is the one comparing resumes. Let me get that straight. But I feel like Bud earned the right to do that. Like when you the first 2 time undisputed champion, you could walk around and just talk your shit. What they gonna say? You feel me? Or what can they say? They can't really say a lot. You feel me? And I think it's a lot of jealousy going around. It could be a little envy from both sides, right? Bud was like, I don't like how he act, given the type of he in a great position. He can make hella money from any fight, and he refuses to fight the top guys. And I believe Tank don't like how the way Bud carry himself, right? Challenging everybody, making everybody else look like they ducking. Who knows? You feel me? But I believe that this would have been a great fight if Tank Davis accepted it. Um, who knows? Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the post notification bell. Till next time, bro.